Hey, what's up everyone? Coach Joey coming in. It's November 2nd. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon here at the gym. And I wanted to kind of continue on the skill series that I try to post every Wednesday. This one's a little bit unique because we're not really going to talk about a CrossFit skill, but we're going to talk about a problem that a lot of people come across in the gym when it comes to loading or unloading their barbell. I'll look around a lot and I'll see people trying to load their bar and they're kind of struggling a little bit. And I kind of go around and try to help everybody as far as getting their bars loaded or unloaded either before or after a workout so you're not struggling too hard. So obviously the equipment that we use in the gym, standard barbell, 45 pounds, so it's not the lightest thing in the world. It's kind of hard to hold on to it with one hand when you're trying to do something else with your other hand. The other thing is the lighter the weights are, as far as from a 45, 35, 25, 15, or a 10, once you get down to like a 15 or a 10, it is a little bit more difficult to get those plates on because they're a lot more pliable in your hands. But it still doesn't have to be a struggle. So what I got here is I got a standard 45-pound bar, and I just grabbed a 10-pound plate because a lot of you at some point will put one of these on your bar, whether we're doing skill work or something else, and then you may be somebody who struggles with it. So the easiest way to get the lighter weights on here is there's a couple of different ways. One is if you hold the weight with one hand and then you reach down and grab the bar with your other hand and just line it up. Once you get it inserted into the plate, if you slightly lift up on the bar, you could slide it on pretty easy that way. That's kind of the best way to do it with the flimsy plates, just because, like I said, they're a little bit more pliable in your hand, so they become a little bit more difficult if you try to muscle them on there, because then they kind of flop around a little bit. The other thing that you can do, and then I guess we'll talk about taking the weight off. Essentially, you're just going to kind of reverse what you did to take the weight off. So you just take the weight up a little bit and then just kind of try to slide it off with one hand. Now, if holding the barbell in one hand and then trying to get the plate on with one hand is a little bit difficult for you because you have a hard time holding both up at the same time, a simple solution to that is you just get the plate nice and close to the barbell, the end of the barbell. You lift the bar up, you get it just slightly inserted. Then if you straddle over the bar, you can actually put both hands on the plate, pick the plate up, and then slide the plate on from that position, and that way you're using both hands on one object instead of one on the bar and then one on the plate. All right, so the same thing kind of applies when we use heavier plates. They're a little bit more cumbersome, so it's going to be really hard to hold the plate up with one hand and slide it on. So typically what I like to do is the method that we just did with the 10-pound plate is ideally what we're going to do with the heavier plates. So I'm going to get on one side of the bar, I'm going to get it started, and then from here I'm going to slightly lift up on it and slide the plate till it slides on. Now, as I'm taking the plate off, I'm gonna kind of go in the reverse order. I'm not gonna take the plate off from this side. I see a lot of people do that where they'll pick the bar up and then try to slide the plate off that way, and that's actually pretty difficult. If you just come to the outside of the barbell, you can put both hands underneath the plate, lift up, and then you can just slide it off from there, and it makes it a little bit easier. All right, you guys? I hope this helps some of you out, especially some of your newer members. If you're having a hard time putting weights on and off the bar, obviously always ask someone to show you what some of the better ways to do that are. Be careful too, a lot of people get complacent putting weights on the bar, but this is still a 45-pound plate, that's still a 45-pound bar. So as I'm working on this, I want to keep my back nice and tight. It's really, really easy to get complacent doing something like this, and you round your back and you pick this up and you twist, and that's usually, the perfect recipe for injuring yourself, and nobody wants to get injured saying they were putting their barbell away or getting a barbell set up for the workout, but it has happened, myself included. All right, you guys? So be careful as you're doing this. Don't get complacent because these are still heavy weighted objects. So we still want to keep that same practice with, putting this stuff together as we would in a workout. All right? We'll see you guys this afternoon. Enjoy the rest of the week.